who's powerful and who's weak. The weak become more powerful, the powerful become weak. You know, Genghis Khan has disappeared now. He was the master of the universe. These things change overnight.
Amanda was a jazz pianist. She said she was the mistress of Jerry Mulligan, but he was always on the road. Amy, Amanda, Alicia, all those A's.
Well, when Paul called me about this, my father had just passed away, and he was living with me at the time. For the last year or two of his life, he was going through this process. Although his mind basically was clear, he was kind of in and out of memories. And some of them were transposed. They weren't correct memories. Some of them were completely fantasized. And other things were crystal clear in his memory of smells and tastes and what things felt like and emotions. So I was thinking about these things when Paul had sent the script. So of course, I think it was a way of me dealing with my father's death. And it was so interestingly structured, this piece, the way the mind starts to dissolve. The movie itself kind of dissolves and reorders reality. I think the world has changed of movies and how movies are made. I mean, make the same movies. I do. I think Paul does too. We've made the same movies we always made. We just do them independently now, as opposed to through studios. And there was a great security in working with studios that did big movies, they did genre movies, they would do art films. It would be all in the large programs of what they did. They don't do that anymore. So we kind of have to, be guerrilla filmmakers finding the money to make the same films that we always made. And it makes it more interesting in some ways because there's no time. We shoot these very quickly. We have to be very clear about what we're doing. There can't be a lot of guesswork. But from an actor's point of view, it's great because you're moving all the time. There's no sitting in the trailer waiting for the lighting. So movies that we made for 48 days, 45 days, we now make for 20 days. So that's the biggest change, not in terms of any outside influences, it's just the market.
Comment séduisez-vous toutes ces femmes? Hein? Je déteste qu'on fouine dans ma vie privée, inspecteur Sunday. Et qu'on espionne mes amis. Donnant. Vous laissez mes clientes tranquilles et je vous donnerai des tuyaux pour lever les filles, ok? Allez-y. Vous êtes habillé d'une façon dégueulasse. Ça, on peut y remédier. Le problème, c'est votre visage. Le visage? Le visage, il est bien moche. Et en plus, vous êtes très mal bâti. Votre dos pose des problèmes. Assis, vous avez l'air d'un singe. Ouais, il n'y a pas que le dos. Les épaules s'effondrent aussi. Et votre menton. Il faut faire de l'exercice, sinon il va s'écrouler. Tordez la peau. Tordez. Les tordre. Oui.
There's a lot of them. There are very few that I just don't even want to think about anymore because they end up being stupid movies. Very few. Everything I've done, I found a way going into it that I thought it could be and would be meaningful. Sometimes I was wrong, but I tried. Sometimes I'm surprised at films even like Pretty Woman, which, at the time I was kind of reluctant to do because there wasn't a character really there. And we worked very hard on that from my side to make something out of that. There was something in that had some real magical value to it. Movies are funny creatures. They don't have to be screaming art in your face. They can be just part of an experience that takes you somewhere. And sometimes just on a simple human level, that's okay. That's fine.
So you don't actually have $1 billion, huh?
No, I get some of it from banks, investors. It's not an easy thing to do.
And you don't make anything?
No.
And you don't build anything?
No.
So what do you do with the companies once you buy them?
I sell them.
Here, let me do that. You sell them?
Well, I don't sell the whole company. I break it up into pieces, and then I sell that off. It's worth more than the whole.
So it's sort of like stealing cars and selling them for the parts, right?
Yeah, sort of, but legal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're talking about this film. This film started with a really good script, with a director that I worked with before, who I like what he does. You know, he's always trying to do something of value, for sure. We have other actors in it who are wonderful. We had a young DP who, you know, I started working with a few months before we actually shot the movie, just experimenting. Just try things. Let's just play. When we were doing makeup tests, coming up with the old age stuff, I said, play. Just come in, bring the camera in, get in my face, do things. You know, let's have fun with this. A schedule that is very human. I mean, it's not too long. There's not a lot of waiting in the trailer, which is, to me, is death experience, just waiting in a trailer. This had a lot of energy, a lot of movement, good script, terrific people, wonderful director. I was living at home. You know, I was seeing my kids and my wife, kind of optimum.